Yeah. So this chapter we are doing 5.9, and the goal is that I want you to understand the difference between erlaubt and verboten and how you are going to apply it in the Teil of your Goethe A1 expression. Last time we did the tie dry, right? Which is how to make requests. Today we are doing ties by, and like I told you guys that by the time that I'm done, we are ready for the exams, right? So today we are going to focus on the ties by and how you can use erlaubt and verboten to answer it. So erlaubt simply means that allowed or permitted, and verboten simply means that forbidden, that is prohibited. So in park is picnicking allowed implies that picnicking in the park is allowed, and in the bibliothek is rauchen verboten is going to mean that smoking in the library is forbidden. So more examples we have here is essen erlaubt. That means that eating is allowed here, and handing benutzen is verboten, is using mobile phones is forbidden. And is essen here allowed? Is eating allowed here? And is handing benutzen verboten is going to imply that is using mobile phones forbidden. Now let's see how we can apply this one. If you see red like this, that implies that's danger, right? And that is verboten. And if you see this blue here, then it is allowed, then it's going to be allowed. So if I want to say that, let's check swimming. So if I want to say that swimming is allowed, it's just going to be swimming is allowed. Very simple. So we pick the action and we bring the ist, then we just add the allowed to it. Doing calls or maybe photographing, or let's take it like rauchen, which is smoking, it's verboten. That is this option here. Now you want to say that eating is forbidden. How will you say that?
Eating is verboten.
Yes, so essen ist verboten. Good. Now let's check this one. Let's take it like drinking. How will you say that drinking is allowed?
Trinket is allowed.
Yes, so drinking is allowed. Very good. Let's still check it in the diverse way. So we have essen ist verboten. How will you say that eating is not forbidden? We have done the negation at number 9 and number 10. This one is essen is verboten. That means that eating is forbidden. So how will you say that essen is not forbidden? Eating is not forbidden. We are negating the verboten. How will you say that?
Eating is kein verboten.
Okay, a good try, but it's going to be essen ist nicht verboten. So I told you that with the kind, it comes in front of nouns, right? That's the only time that we can use kind, but verboten is not a noun, so we cannot put kind in front of it. Now, so it's going to be Essen ist nicht verboten. That means that eating is not forbidden. Good. And we can also say that drinking is nicht erlaubt. So you always have the freedom to write it the way that you want, right? Instead of saying Essen is verboten, I can say that Essen ist nicht erlaubt. It is the same English. This one is eating is forbidden, and this one is eating is not allowed, right? It's the same thing, just that our form is differently. Eating is forbidden, and eating is not allowed. So you can use both ways to form it. This one is Essen ist nicht verboten. So that means that eating is not forbidden. So if eating is not forbidden, then it's going to be Essen ist erlaubt. Like if something is not forbidden, then it is allowed, right? That's what I'm saying here. So Essen ist nicht verboten. That implies that what eating is allowed. Now let's check these three phrases. That's what we just did. Eating is allowed. Eating is not forbidden. And you may eat. These three phrases, are they the same thing?
Yes, they are the same.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Good. You imply the same thing. Because when you say that eating is allowed, then indirectly that means that it is not forbidden. That means that you can do it. And if you can do it, then it means that you can what? Eat. So this one is what we just did. That is Essen is allowed. And this one is Essen ist nicht verboten. Now let's learn how we can see this one. This one, we are using the modal verb, dürfen. So last time I introduced the modal verbs to you guys. And I told you guys that modal verbs helps us understand the action to take with a main verb. So like if I say that you should eat, you may eat, you can eat, and you must eat. The verb is eat, 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 but the meaning is going to be different, right? So we did the modal verb können. That was what you were using for. You are going to use for your request. And today I'm introducing dürfen, which is me. So do you guys remember the rule for the modal verb?
Yes.
Yeah, what's the rule for it?
Subject plus modal verb plus time plus other things and the main verb.
Good. So you say that man darf hier nicht rauchen. So subject plus modal verb plus other things and then verb. And like if you progress with the class, things become easier for you. I think you even struggle more if you are not rather progressing with the class, right? But if you make small effort to progress with the class, it becomes very easier. Like I just ask you a question, what's modal verb rule? You just tell me, and I'll stand on that to explain my next point. But if you don't know the modal verb rule, then I'll have to go back again and go and remind you, right? So now that you know it, let's check the conjugation for dürfen. We have ich darf, du darfst, es darf, wir dürfen, ihr dürft, and sie dürfen. So mostly they like to use the dürfen to make that request, like to tell you that something is allowed or something is not allowed. So instead of saying rauchen ist verboten, I can also say that man darf hier nicht rauchen. And mostly they like to use the man, someone, right? Which is the SZSN darf. Okay. So instead of saying rauchen rauchen is allowed. No, man darf hier nicht rauchen. That means that you may not smoke here. That means that rauchen is verboten. And it's going to be, you can also say it as man darf hier nicht rauchen. So you can use the darf to also say that something is allowed or not allowed. And it simply implies that you may not sit here, you may not go here. The word may in German is dürfen. And if you use it, just change the main verb to the last end, take it to the last end. And mostly they like to use the someone. So man darf im Park spelling is going to imply that you are allowed to play in the park. And if I should bring the modal verb at number 1 and the verb at number 2, then it's going to be a question. So darf man hier rauchen? That implies that is one allowed to smoke here. So let's see how you can get it in your exams and why it's very important for you to know both and why you should pay attention to details because they are going to trick you a lot, right? That's about Goite. So when you don't pay attention to details, you come and tell me that you wrote, but it will come and then your scores is some way, right? So let's check this question here, how the exams is going to be. See Falowen, see Verboten, and some of you, the way I'm suffering on you guys. Someone could do Germany cry and I call you. You not even pick my call. Tell me that this guy is just disturbing me. So let's check this one, number 12. So we have the Straße, which is on the street. We have parking, verboten. And they're asking you this question. The first thing is you must even understand the structure because somebody will see this one and say that they mean what? Where is the question? Right? But this one is just the information on the street. And they are showing you this one. And now they're asking you the question that Sie dürfen hier nicht parken. Right? This one is the answer. I'm supposed to get the question and yes, here is the question. So auf der Straße parking verboten, Sie dürfen hier nicht parken. Do you think it's going to be richtig or false? And why?
So come again. Which one is true or false?
This one. We have auf der Straße.
That is true. It's true.
It's true. Why is it true?
So I say parking on the street is not allowed. So I think they have parking lots, so you can't just park on the street.
Yeah, but aside the parking lot, this information should give you the answer. So what did you see that made you say true? Kelvin, let me hear you. What's your answer?
That why is parking there is forbidden.
So you have this question, right? And you must pick true or false. Is your answer true or false?
It's true.
Why is it true?
Because it said you are not allowed to park on the street. Yeah.
Say, first, the indicator on the streets of the Straße, parking verboten. Sie dürfen hier nicht parken means that you cannot park on the street.
Yes, good. That's the correct answer. So you realize that you have two information here. Here is what is on the street, and there is the question, right? So always there is going to be the information, right? And there's going to be the question below it. So since parking is verboten and the roads, Sie dürfen hier nicht parken, it's going to be richtig. That means that you must know both ways of expressing yourself with verboten and erlaubt. And they are going to give you guys a lot of these. With the direction, the listen and hurry, what you will get a lot is time. They will trick you a lot with the how Sie being viertel, right? And you will get a lot of verboten and erlaubt. And you also get direction. Number 11. What we did number 11. Gehen Sie geradeaus, beginnen Sie längs ABC, fahren die Straßenbahnen und Busse, nur zum Hauptbahnhof. And all these words, they are in the number 11, right? So this is how it's going to be, and that's why it's important for you to know both ways. In case you have any question about that, you can please ask. So some of the question, you just start with the ist, then you bring the action and you bring erlaubt. So for example, it's ist tanzen erlaubt. That means that is dancing allowed, or ist drinking verboten. That implies that is drinking forbidden. Or was is here allowed with the was is here verboten. So these are some examples that you can come and read through by yourself after class. So this one, I change all the questions, all the statements into questions. So you must know both ways, how to ask the question and how to answer, right? So I listed some examples here that come back to it and come and read through and check how all of them were formulated. And if you don't understand anything, then let me know. So now
Sir.
let's go, yeah.
Sir, please, the questions that you said we can come back and look at, are they in the workbook, grammar workbook?
Yes, they are in the striving and they are 12, day 19.
Okay, thank you.
Yesterday we did 12.1 and 12.2, but I did not finish it with the dative preposition. So I just completed that this morning. So today is day 19. That's what we are doing. So you can find this document at day 19. That one is just the striving and expression.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now let's see how you can practice for the exams for the Thai 5. And last time we did the Thai dry. Today we are doing Thai 5. The Taiwan, Thai 1 is just the introduction, right? That implies that one you don't have much to do there. So let's check this. You come to chat, grammar, and exams. This one. Or you open it from your sidebar. This one. Right? So when you click it, the chat, you come to chat, grammar, and exams. You are going to have topic coach, you are going to have grammar, and you are going to have exams. So topic coach is when you want to expand your knowledge about a topic, like you want to have conversation, right? You know that some of you, we are all scattered around, and it's difficult to get a speaking partner. But where the world is going, we don't need any speaking partner. Like if you're able to use these tools very, very well, you don't need any speaking partner, right? And I should be your motivation, because me, by the time I was learning German, I didn't have any speaking partner. Do you understand? I didn't have any tutor. I didn't go to any Goethe Institute. I did everything by myself, and I've been able to build software to even teach you guys. So I just went to Goethe to write my B2 exams, and I had a pass. So I did not do, nobody taught me A1, nobody taught me A2, nobody taught me B1, nobody taught me B2. So I should be your motivation. You don't need any speaking partner. All you have to do is to just focus on the app and use it very well, and you're okay to go. That kind of mindset that I'm not living in Germany and I don't have anybody, it has passed. Now, these tools here, it's even more than a speaking partner, right? So this topic coach just gives you ideas on a topic, but you don't really need it for A1 unless you want to practice by yourself, which I don't stop anybody, like anyone. Since we have the app, you can do it. Maybe you want to have a chat about shopping, right? You can just come and type here, einkaufen, and you send it. And it's going to have conversation with you on that particular topic, right? So he said that congratulations on choosing einkaufen shopping. This topic covers various aspects of shopping discussed. So it's just chatting, right? That is the topic coach. The grammar is where you can ask any grammar question. So some of you will say that sometimes you feel shy, sometimes you feel like you are disturbing me, but nobody is disturbing me. But sometimes you have it to yourself, right? Maybe I'm busy, I've not responded to your message. So like if you come to grammar, you can ask any question that you want. For example, what we did today. Can you explain erlaubt and verboten, right? Then you ask it. It's going to explain it for you, right? It's going to give you erlaubt means allowed, permitted, indicating that something is acceptable. Verboten means forbidden or prohibited, indicating that something is not accepted. Both words are often used to describe rules and regulation, right? And you can still ask. It's free. I'm not taking any money for it as far as we still have contracts. So you can ask any grammar question that you want at the chat grammar. And if you still don't understand something, then you come and ask me. And the last part is the exams. This is where you are going to practice for your exams. So you have 3 parts. You have the speaking, you have the listening, you have the hearing. The listening and hearing, we are not done with the course. So don't stress too much about here. Let's focus on the speaking. When you are done with the course, you can focus on the listening and hearing. And the thing is that, like, if you are done with your assignment, with the listening, you are okay to go. You don't have to spend much time with the listening. Like, if you are done with the assignments, the hearing, we can just do some few practice with the hearing, and you are okay to go. I'll show you how you do the letter writing next time I meet you guys. That is going to be at the Schreiben trainer. So the speaking, this, you are just going to open this one. You click open speaking practice. And know that you have 2 types of speaking apps on the app. They all serve 2 different purposes. So please, when you want the one for the exams, make sure that you come to the exams. When you come to topic coach and you open this recorder, that one is just for topic coaching. It's not for exams. So one is white and one is blue. That is Goethe exams preparation. Make sure that you always at the Goethe exams preparation. You click your student's code, then you enter. So it's going to open for you. Please, the first step is read. Take your time and read. That's the challenge with majority of you. I don't know how to use phone. I don't know how to use computer. Please, those kind of speaking, I don't like it. That's what I'm teaching you. So, like if you open it, right? In case I tell some of you that I have 2 billion here, read it and get it. Some of you will take your time and search for it and read it, and you find that there is some money here. But the instruction there, they will not read it too. They will just pass somewhere else. So please, first thing is read, and you'll be able to find your way through it. So you have your name here, you have your level. Make sure that this level matches your level. I'm not going to do that for you. It's you yourself. When you is A1, don't go and select A2. Even the app is going to do it automatic for you. But always be sure that it reflects your level. And the exams, you are going to have 3 parts. Teil 1, which is part 1, Teil 2, which is part 2, and the Teil 3. Teil 1 is, this is where you are going to select your Teil, right? So we have Teil 1, and we have the Teil 2 with the possible topics, and we have the Teil 3. So when you open the Teil 1, it's introduce yourself in German, please cover your name and so on. So sich vorstellen, 45 to 60 seconds. So they're telling you that, say your name, your age, where you live, which country you are from, what languages that you speak, your family, your job, your hobby. So short and clear sentences, right? So you just come and you click start recording. If you want AI as your partner, you can just take this information, and it's going to give you like a partner. Like it's going to ask you, just that it's not going to talk, but it's going to type for you. So it gives you an example, right? But mostly for A1 level, you don't need AI as a partner. It's for the A2 and the B1 and so on, right? So you just start recording, and it's going to, so you start recording. So for example, ich heiße Felix, ich komme aus Ghana, ich bin 29 Jahre alt, ich bin Lehrer, ich spreche Deutsch und English. You click stop, and you can listen to yourself. Ich heiße Felix, ich komme aus Ghana, ich bin 29. Then you click Ask AI for Mac and get feedback. So you click this one, and you are going to see Mac your answer. And this one works like an examiner at the Goethe exam. So you don't have any excuse unless you don't want to go and pass. It's going to mark it very well. Like how, like if you go to the Goethe exams hall, they are going to mark it for you. So we have the AI feedback, we have pronunciation, we have grammar, fluency, and total. So this is what I said. So ich heiße Felix, right? It gave me the question. I did not ask the question, right? But they automatically knew that I said that ich heiße Felix, right? And it's asking me wie heißen Sie. I said my age. It asked me wie alt sind Sie. Here, this is what I said, and this spreche Deutsch in English, right? So this one, I'm just seeing these few errors. This one is it's assuming it as A2 and B1. So you can ignore this one for the introduction, but this one is correct. So you did a great job introducing yourself, ich heiße Felix, sharing your age. However, you missed some key information, like where you live. I did not say that. Your family, your job, and your hobby, right? So this one is always correct, right? And so you could add where you are staying. Ich wohne in, ich arbeite aus, I work as, and focus on including required aspects. So you can use this one for your Teil 1, and nobody's going to do anything for you. It's you yourself. For me, I've given it to you, and it's the best thing ever that you could get to practice for the exams. So like if you do it, your stats shows here. If I come to exams here, and I should refresh it, like everything that I'm doing on the app will reflect. So you can see your scores, you can see whether you are progressing well or not, right? So all the stats is supposed to show you. I don't know if I'm using the right student code that's supposed to work. So let me click refresh. Yeah, from two exams and so on. Yeah, so I've been seeing that now they are telling me that my attempt is 1, right? And this is what I did. You can even download the audio here. That was the response from the AI. So the more you are doing it, your own stat is going to show you. So this one, nobody is telling you. You are assessing yourself, right? So you keep getting all the progress that you are doing here. That's for the first part. In case you have any question, you can please ask before I go to the second part. So the second part is you are going to ask question and they are going to show you card, right? And last time I gave you guys the card in the I think at the at the imperative part is there. I'm supposed to add it here, but sometimes I cannot do everything right now, right? I'm still trying to update the course. So there are some things that you do it by yourself. So the imperative, the 4.7, how the card is going to look like. I have that document here. I don't want to upload it direct on the app due to copyright issues, right? So this document here, you can download this document. You can find it at the 4.7. And that's the first part. So what I just did on the app, you will get a card like this. They will show you a card. So you must introduce yourself with your name, your age, your country, where you stay, the language, your job, and your hobby. And after, they will ask you a question, right? From what you are going to say. So some of the questions that they will ask you, they will ask like 2 or 3 questions. So you can get them here, right? When you read through this document, you can see some of the possible questions like, do you have children? Spell your name and so on. And the part 2 is where they are going to give you a card like this. So the card, you are going to have a theme and a keyword. So the keyword is what you are going to use to ask the question. So here is Schule. So for example, it's wo ist bitte der Goethe Schule? Da drüben gehen Sie hier geradeaus. Or taxi is wo finde ich hier bitte ein Taxi? Da drüben gehen Sie hier geradeaus. Right? So the keyword is what we are using to ask the question. So this one is to just give you an idea of how the card is going to look like. Now you come back to the app. I have about 52 here. That you might get one. This one, like it always come, right? Since they are using syllabus. So you might get one in your exams. Okay. So if I'm you, this one like 52, but it's not too much. Just do your maths and divide by 5 or even 10. Like if you want it fast, when you divide by 10, you can use 5 days or something to finish. That means that each day you are doing 10. So 5 days, 50, you are done. But since your exams is in November, you can just do your maths. Maybe you can divide by 3 and hopefully by 17 days or something, you should be able to finish. So here you ask question and you answer by yourself. At the exam, so you get partner. So you ask the question and the partner will answer. But since we are practicing, I want you to practice both, how you ask the question and how you will answer. So for the practice here, you are going to ask and you answer yourself. But at the exam, so you just ask the question, your partner will answer. Your partner to ask you, then you also answer. So this is the instruction. So start with clear question using the W word or yes or no question. So if you know the yes or no question rule and the W word question, you are true, right? So just pick the card and you start recording. So wann schließen das Geschäft? Das Geschäft schließt 8 Uhr. You click stop. And know that when you are doing it and you face any error, let me know. I cannot use all the app by myself. So, like if you are using it and you see any error, please let me know, right? That will let me know the mistakes and I'll come and fix it. Okay, so though I have built it, I've not really used it by myself. So the more that you guys use it, then let me know your feedback. But this one is, so for now, you can ignore this one. Like it's analyzing it like A1, A2 student, but this and this is correct, right? So you can always focus on these two. So I said that wann schlägt das Geschäft? When is the shop closing? Das Geschäft schließt 18 Uhr. They close at 6 p.m. Right? So he said that what? He did a great job, wann schlägt das Geschäft and answering das Geschäft is good. However, yeah, so try adding more details to it and all that, right? So that's going to be the ties file. You ask, then you answer yourself, right? So we select the Geschäft means that shop. Schließen is the keyword, that is to close. So the tema is always the first one. The Uhr, the keyword is the Uhrzeit. Rauchen is what we just did. So that one is the tema, and the verboten is going to be the keyword, right? So after you are done with the type file, then you can progress to the type dry. The type dry is where you are going to make a request, and that's what we did last time. So we have radio and marking to on the radio. The type dry is a request, so you can make the request. Können Sie das Radio anmachen? Yeah, each can das radio anmachen. You click stop, then you ask for feedback, and it's going to let you know whether you did it right or wrong. So it will let you know what you said. So I said können Sie, so I said that context do das radio and marking, right? And yeah, each market has radio and. So with the normalized, it always give you the correct form, right? So I use können, which is not wrong, but können means that can. And we have content, which is cold. Few differences. Like if you are making a polite request, we say could, please, could you do this one for me? Right? It's more polite. So I use the können, which is not a problem for A1, but the right phrase to ask for something in German is content. That's going to be code, right? So you can say that content Z, or you can use können Z, right? So we said that you did well saying context to dash radio and market is clear. However, your reaction is too small, so try and ask a bit more details, like we say each market that's radio and more. S is eine gute music, right? So this one is everything that you need for your A1 speaking exams. That means that I'm done with you guys for that. It should be for the speaking part of the exams. So this part, tie 1 to tie dry, should do that particular work. What is left is you to sit down and practice it. Please, do you have any question?
Is the exams, is it online?
No. You go there and go right.
Okay.
And you have, when it comes to your dashboard, you have, I think, 19 days or 16 days left, this one. Right, for the exam.
It will be done on the, will be given machines to do it on, or?
No, you're writing everything in the book. There is no machine. Nobody will give you. This one is just an app that I've built to help some of you that you are very far to still have a raw feel of the exams. But this is not how. Nobody will give you a software at the exams. You are going to get a book to write. But the speaking, you do it with a speaking partner. All right, somebody is going to be in front of you to speak. And I don't want you guys to do any group practice for the speaking because it doesn't work. Because if you are doing mistake, nobody will be there to help you out. right? So this one is just for your preparation to prepare for the exams. But know that you are going to speak with a real human being and not computer. Exactly.
Okay, please. So the speaker is like the examiner,
He said
like the speaker, the one who's going to ask the questions and you answering. Is it like the examiner?
the app.
The speaker, the person that is going to ask the question, you answer.
Yeah,
Is
so
it
you
like
have an
the
examiner
examiner?
there who will assess what you two are doing, but it's going to be you and your fellow students. So if you want to see that, like if you come to the chat and grammar, that same place, you come to the exams, just click the listening or the hearing, and click Goite A1 listening. It will take you to this page. But Beatrice, last time you came here and you were scrolling down here. Like if you want the raw materials, click this one, A1 accessible online training materials. And these ones are download if you want to download them. Right? But if you want the exams, this is where it is. That's how they are. They will not explain things very well for you to understand. So you have to also read a bit for you to understand, right? So this one is materials that can be downloaded, and this one is accessible exams training. So in case you want to see how your listening and your hearing is going to be, just click this one and you will see this page, right? So just click on it, right? If you click on it, it's going to open for you and you can see how your listening is going to look like, a sample of it. Like I'm saying that you don't need too much of this after you're done with the course. Just glance through to know the structure, right? And if you want to know how the speaking is going to look like, you can watch this one, this video. So you see how you guys will be sitting down and how you guys are going to speak. So yeah, so this is how it's going to look like. So like it's you and your partner, right? And the examiner will be there and will be assessing what you guys are doing. So they will show you the card and everything, and you just ask the question. So tip is that just master W question and yes or no question and how to make a request, right? That's all. Like if you know those two, and just make sure that you glance through all the topic. And this one, practicing is for you, not to impress anybody. So don't write it in your book and read it out. Some of you abuse everything, right? This one is for exams preparation, but you still write everything in your book and come and read it out. That is not learning. So you just open the app by not checking anything. Just open it. Then you see start plan and finding. So you ask yourself, which question can I ask without not writing? So if you are struggling, then it means that you must pay attention to that particular topic, right? So if you want to see how the exam speaking is like, you can use this particular document. Please, is that another question?
Sir, please, I want to ask that. Do you write exams after each, like after A1, you write the exams. After A2, you write
No,
an exams.
no.
And
If your goal is B1, you don't have to write any A1 exams. Like I'm saying that me, I did not write A1, I did not write A2, I did not write B1. I just went straight to B2. But when you want to write B1, you must make sure that I will make sure that you are progressing well, you are learning. And if your A1 is not good, I'll not mind you. A2, I'll tell you to go to a different school because you make my job difficult. So if I know that you are progressing to B1, though you won't write the exams, I will still make sure that you are learning very well. That if you are going to write the B1, you won't struggle. So some of you that you want to progress to B1, there is no need to write the A1 exams. I hope that's clear.
yes, please.
Yeah, but just make sure that you are learning very well, that you are progressing very well, and you are okay to go.
Okay.
Madam Beatrice, do you have any question?
Oh, sir.
Yeah. So that should be all for today. There is no assignment, just for your own self practice. And if you are practicing too, I will see it from behind. So
Sir, please, my question is, you were saying the assignment for yesterday, I did only one session. But after doing that one session, it was only the Beruf, the professor